Hello episodes, this is my new project Kawasaki KB100 OTZ rebuild, and these are all the chapters which I've categorized for this rebuild project. Right now we are in chapter 12 with building the bike, and in that we are in part 2 with wheel assembly. And in previous video we have installed the cone set assembly, and in this video we can start with main stand assembly. And this is the main stand bolt, and we can grease every internal parts and the bolt assembly. And to position this and the direction, this should face the LH side of the bike, and after positioning like this we can put the bolt, because usually we put the stand from LH side, and the bolt head should also face the LH side of the bike, and at the other end we can remove the excess grease and we can put the washer and the split pin. If you see this mechanism is simple and it is cost effective. These are all the cost cutting ideas which other brands can use, and they have carried the same from Kawasaki to the Bajaj modern bikes for the fuel tank assembly. And if you see the TVS one, it comes with two bolts, washer and other things, and in Hero it comes with single bolt and washer. In Bajaj I have seen like it comes with just a washer and a split pin. These are all the cost reduction ideas which other companies can like benchmark, but the Kawasaki has done it like 20-25 years back. And after putting the main stand we can put the spring. This has to be assembled at the LH side, and we can put the spring one end to the chassis and other end to the main stand. For installing this, just a screwdriver is enough. Just snap like this, and that's all. And the spring is already rusted, so you can put some grease on it. And then now coming to the swing arm assembly. Here everything is painted, so you have to check everything is good or not. And this is painted 1 month back, and we have kept aside for some time for getting the spares and other things. Like insects may build some other things, or it may be other nest would be there, like spider nest and other things. So you have to check everything, and you have to apply wherever the moving parts are there. Here the chassis unit, and the swing arm and the bolt assembly. If it is too tight, we have to remove the excess one with the emery paper, and like other things, you have to check small things here. And we can apply grease once again, and then we can position the swing arm assembly. Here no other person is required, just a single person can do it. And these are all the marking. The chain cover should come to the LH side, the brake stay should be at the RH side, and after doing that we can position the swing arm assembly like this, and at certain point it will stand like this, and you can take off the hand. And at the LH side we have to put the rear footrest assembly, because the bolt head will be facing at the LH side, and we are not going to do anything here. Just position the bottom part of the rear footrest assembly, and then we can snap the axle bolt like this, swing arm axle bolt. And it is a painted part, as I said before, so little shake like this, and then it can easily slap in. If you want, you can use a plier or a wooden mallet or a hammer after positioning the swing arm. And at the top we can tighten the footrest assembly with 13 mm spanner, because we are not going to do anything here at the LH side. At the right hand side the footrest comes, and the silencer, the exhaust will come, and these has to be installed after putting the engine in its on its frame. So we are just putting every parts in its place, so we can't miss anything here. And then you are just hand tightening it. After doing these things, we can install the rear shocks for this. And I have selected the bike color as red, so I bought a red color rear shocks from TVS Phoenix, which comes with two part. One is like hard suspension, and another one is like a normal smooth suspension. And this won't suit this bike, we have to take the old shocks and the new shocks to the shop, and you have to buy this bush. According to the size they will give the bush, and we can install the Phoenix TVS Phoenix shocks in Kawasaki KB100. And once it is done, do the same for the RH side. And for the bolts, these are like little painted, so we have to clean it with like wire brush. And for the nuts, there are like one thing you have to follow, because at the bottom part it is simple, like a normal washer, spring washer and the nut. But at the top, we like here it comes with sari guard unit, so a spacer is required, and the remaining things are all like normal washers, spring washer and the shock absorber nut. And this is the LH top side, so spacer will come. We can just hand tighten it, because after installing this we have to put the sari guard unit, the carrier and other things. And for the same for the right hand side, and at the bottom we can fully tighten it, because we are not going to do anything here. So we can put the washer, the spring washer and the 14 mm nut here. And you can use like any model shocks in these bikes, because just the bush is the main part which you have to use and consider. And here also I said the carrier will come. If want, you can also install the ladies handle, and then we can install the sprocket assembly to the swing arm assembly. These assembly videos are all available in the previous video, you can check that out. And after installing, we can put the chain adjuster and then the 27 mm nut. This one, like I'm just hand tightening it, because the sprocket axle bolt and nut will come inside, and we are, after installing the engine, we have to position the chain, and we have to adjust the chain, and then we can lock. So for time being, I'm putting everything in its place and just hand tightening it, and then we can take the rear axle bolt, and then we can install the rear wheels. Here apply grease wherever required, like it is a maintenance work, like once in a 10,000 kilometer we have to grease each and every part. And we can put the brake assembly here, and after positioning like this, we can install the swing arm assembly, and ask a person for help, like position this to the crusher rubber. Sometimes it may be tight, so you have to compress well, so that you can install the spacer at the other end. After putting the axle bolt, come to the right hand side and position the spacer here, and then put the adjuster at the RH side, and finally the nut. In OEM model it comes with a split pin here. If you want, you can put here, or else you can just leave as it is. And at the bottom, for the stay unit, it comes with a nut and bolt assembly like this. Put the washer in between, and these all things need to be tightened after adjusting the chain, so that I'm keeping as it is, and I'm going to put the main stand there, and we can start installing the front fork assembly and the front wheel assembly. These are called the fork gaiters or the fork boots. This is from Boxer brand, and after painting, it will look like this. We can lock the upper rubber part like this, and the proper way is we have to remove that rubber part, and we have to install these fork gaiters. And for installing this, we have to remove the 17 mm front fork bolts, and you can see there is an additional part which is welded to it, that is the LH side, and the other one is the RH side. This is the LH side, this is the RH side. Here, just for style purpose, we are using this, so I'm not going to remove the factory fitting front part. Just we am going to place it like this, and after positioning this, we can take the headlight bracket assembly, and at the bottom it comes with a metal o-ring, and at the top it comes with a rubber, and at the top again it comes with a metal o-ring. Like the rubber part is used to reduce the vibration that is worn out, so I have cut a part of the rubber tube and then pasted it like this, and then positioned for installing these entire headlight bracket assembly. Once it is done, we can install the fork to its topmost part, and once it reaches we can put the bolt like this. This is like 17 bolt. We can just hand tighten it as much as possible, and then we can do the same for the LH side of the fork assembly. Like the front is the first is the metal part, then the bracket, then the rubber part, and then the top o-ring. Both differs. You can find the difference between the top and the bottom metal part, and after positioning we can put the shocks and the 17 bolt assembly. Once it is done hand tightening, like check everything is okay or not, and then we can start tightening from the top. After tightening the top, we can move to the bottom cone set assembly. There it comes with 14 spanner at either side, 14 bolt. Like you can see the speedometer, the handlebars and other things are already installed. We have checked everything is okay or not, and then recently we got this painted part, so I'm once again taking this video in an order, and you can follow the same procedure which I'm showing in the video, like the front fork assembly, and then the front wheel assembly, and the mud guards, and then you can move to the like top handlebar and other things, because when it is positioned we can align it properly. And at the bottom cone set assembly, we have to tighten it with 14 spanner, as I said. After tightening these two bolts, we can start installing the front mudguard, then the front wheel assemblies. And once it is done, we can take the front mudguard unit, and these two holes come at the rear because a mud flap will be coming, and at the LH side an additional hole will be there, that is for the bracket of the front brake assembly. And once it is placed, we can position according to the like fork assembly, and here it comes with 12 bolt, that is 4 12 bolt, and a washer, that is spring washer. I'm tightening the opposite sides so it is equally balanced and it is easily visible too, and then we can install the remaining two 12 bolts. These mudguards are like it is like plated and then buffed. After hand tightening, it will be aligned properly. Just shake the mudguard so that it will get centered, and then we can start tightening all the bolts which we have already hand tightened. You can tighten it to its max, and then we can take the like front wheel assembly and other things. And this is the bracket for positioning the front brake assembly cable. Here there is a hole to position our lock at one end, and for the other end it comes with 10 bolt. Actually this is the longest bolt, so position it and tighten it to its max. Then coming to the front wheel assembly, apply grease to the axle bolt assembly as we did for the rear wheel. And these all things are the maintenance works which are mandatory to be done every 10,000 kilometers, because all moving parts need grease, which increases their life. And put the collar spacer and the cover, and at the other end put the brake assembly. This is not like the other bikes, it is a little different. This is locked with a bracket stay, you can see. uh, but other bikes or like a provision will be given, the front fork will be locked in that. And main thing is we should make sure not to install like this, because if it is installed it would be difficult to rotate it. So before installing, check the you are positioning it correctly or not, and then put the axle bolt. The bolt head should face LH side, and the at the other end put the washer and then the nut. This is 17 nut, I think. Just hand tighten it. I'm saying this for a reason, because the at the other end the brake assemblies has to be pushed in and locked, and then we can fully tighten it. And this is a bracket stay for the front unit here, not like other bikes. It is locked with this stay to the front shocks, and at the rear it comes with this longest bolt and nut assembly, and at the front it comes with the 12 mm nut. The bolt is already welded to the front brake assembly here. After hand tightening it, we can move to the front part of the brake assembly. Here just put this 12 mm nut, tighten it fully as much as possible, and there it comes a split pin. If you want you can put, or else you can leave as it is. After tightening this front bracket stay unit, we can go to the rear one. And for this one you need a 17 mm spanner and a 14 mm spanner. At the rear it comes with 17 mm, and at the front it comes with 14 mm. And after tightening it completely, now we can lock the axle nut assembly, or else it won't be rotating. So we are tightening it finally. This is 17 mm, and that's all. The wheels and the main stand and the wheel assemblies are installed, and you can see in next video.